It's Saturday. It's June 10th. It's 2023. Um, we were volunteering at the church, the Zion Church Strawberry Festival. Anthony and I, my 2012 and I, were working at the children's table, and he spotted somebody who was invited to Zion in order to do the Alley Pond Environmental Center as the animals. So they had one of their lectures. They had also been integrated into the school that my son goes to, which is PS 31. So Anthony had gotten to know one of the lecturers. So he saw him, so he said hello to him, and we were invited, because he was doing a lecture today, to come over, which it said free parking and free admission, and he said that I was able to stay as well, more the merrier. And then I get here and everything's changed. Long story short is they allowed Anthony in, but they told me I couldn't stay for the lecture, and it became like this awkward thing. And I'm like, wait, but you said to come over because it was going to be free admission, and then it changed to the lecture. Actually, there was a price to it, which I wouldn't have come because I know that I'm not working and I don't have any disposable income. So I wouldn't have hassled myself or made myself look a fool. But so now they kept Anthony for the next 2 hours, but I'm sitting out in the car for 2 hours waiting because I was all of a sudden not invited to listen to the lecture, the science lecture. It was a lecture on whales. So I was really excited and interested in listening to this lecture on whales, coming from a whaling town myself. And now I've been shunned, or like not allowed into this particular, and I have no idea why. But the invitation happened at Zion Church, and I'm still wearing my Zion outfit, and I come here, and now like the story and the pictures changed completely. I have no idea what that's about. I spoke to a couple of people, letting them know how excited I was that we were even invited here to listen to a science lecture. But now everything's almost changed, and it's just become this like awkward, distasteful like experience. And it's this feeling that I'm getting in the city more and more, like just even in Queens, even in my own borough, I'm just getting this very distasteful experience with some when I venture outside of, I guess, the Sunday circle and the circle, like, or the household that I live in. Not really sure what the like underlying current is going on in the area, but it just doesn't seem or feel right whatsoever. So it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza, and it comes off the heels of this summer camp thing where I thought it would be a swap for my time, and my son could attend for the duration of the summer and work something out that way. Like, again, I live in an area that does not provide employment opportunities, and there's something wrong with the social mechanics and the money mechanics in the area. I'm living in the house with my parents because I can't even afford a life of my own, and now I have no income coming in whatsoever for me or for my son. And like a summer option, they're like, well, you could put him in this city program that they have, which is this New Horizons. I'm like, yeah, and then what do I do with myself? And I don't even know if he'll get into that lottery program. So, I mean, there was something that I wanted to do with him. So it's just really left me with, again, like no options. I mean, it's but I'm like, but how is this socially acceptable in the sense that there's, like, they want a barter of time and money to get paid like the other humans, but yet when it comes to my participation, they don't want to even make the same arrangement with me or allow me to obtain the same kind of arrangement. It makes no sense whatsoever, and it's putting me in such a predicament that it's really difficult. And it's the same thing with my son. Like, where he's being socially stunted because of my inability to perform as a parent and to find my way, because it's like all of the community and the social, like, other than inside Sunday circle and inside the house with my parents, like, it's just like, even his public school, the participation has been poor at best. And like, any kind of, like, there's been no efforts made whatsoever. I mean, it's been one hurdle, it's been one obstacle and one closed door after another. I had a fight with Lewis yesterday about the experience that I had with the bachelor's degree and the Empire State, and what his Dark Lord's family, how they actually treated me within my life frame, where perfect example of how I could have gotten to the next level and obtained my bachelor's degree, but there was one person and it was a one-on-one meeting, and they completely ruined my ability to get that bachelor's degree while I was working at Chase and going to school, and I was a single mom to my 3 kids. So the woman knew that I was having struggles. But I mean, again, same thing like when I went to Nassau Community College, all of the students that attended in a full attendance class, they saw, I mean, I had perfect 4.0. It's not like I'm lazy. It's not like I don't put in the work. There's no excuses coming from me. It's a poor professor who wanted to talk about racism rather than degree planning, and really did not put the efforts in. And then I go back to the other professor that I had, who had Air Force ties, and he was helping me with business organization and business leadership. And I mentioned the problems that I was having at degree planning. Like, it was a confusing class. Like, there was no instruction or direction. Like, read the catalog, okay, and then what? And there was no, like, I mean, I had to go for meetings, but I get there and I'm like, well, what's the next step? What do I do? And then I had to and then eventually it just led to a withdrawal, even though I'd put in significant amount of work. So now I still don't have a bachelor's degree. And I know very well who was the roadblock put in my path. While I see a lot of other people are enjoying all sorts of leveling up and abilities and capabilities, and I keep getting these really nasty, quiet, insidious things going on, and it's not all right. I mean, it's not acceptable, and it's not okay. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxies, broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. See, like, I can look and look the part, and I can play my part very, very well at how they want the outside world to perceive and to act as far as the Christian way of living, which I have. What I am not all right with is then living that way and going and doing the walk of life and having others not treat me in the same manner, like the do unto others as you would have them do unto you. There is the, like, double standard is not acceptable whatsoever. And I listened to Lewis and the argument that ensued about how he made me wrong for the whole interaction with Francis Boyce. And I'm like, you're my father. and I'm telling you my experience. It's not a philosophy. It's not a belief. It's not an overgeneralization that everyone's treated me this way. It is a one-time experiential. It happened. And where is my recourse or it's affected me, had a very negative impact on my ability to do things and get things and obtain things like other people are able to do. I was like, and then the one person I'm supposed to rely on, my father, wants to tell me it's my fault? I was like, again, of course my response was drop dead. Because I'm just so sick and tired of how this actually plays out. Same thing, like come to a free lecture, you get to free lecture, and then all of a sudden it's not really free. And then it's now I gotta sit in a hot parking lot for 2 hours without my son waiting while he's getting the lecture. It's ridiculous.